so excited to be filming this video. These packages, and you can't see half of them, but I have a whole bunch. They've been sitting in my living room in front of my bookshelf for like over a month. It's been entirely too long, and I've had to look at them every day for 30 plus days, and that's just the amount of self-control I've had to not open these packages. If you read the title, you already know what's in these packages, so you can imagine my excitement, okay? I love books, but last month I went through like a really intense couple days where I was like really obsessed with getting a whole bunch of self-published books. It's like self-publishing, you need to be a certain breed of person to wear all those hats and to be in charge of all those things, and to like, that's amazing to me. I hope that I can do that one day. I hope that I have the capacity to do that one day. So I realized that I only have like one actually self-published book that I bought, and I was like, that is not good enough. I need to start my self-published book collection like immediately, and I need to start big. So I bought a bunch of books, and I spent well over $300 on these self-published books. And you know what? I'm not mad, and I will spend another $300. Like, regardless, here's the thing. A lot of these books are, you know, genres that I don't really read YA romance or YA, like I don't really read fantasy, and like it's just not what I gravitate towards. But I do really want to support indie published authors, and honestly, like, I am excited to read these books, even though they're not really something that I would go for. I can't remember exactly which books I bought, but I know that in here, a lot of them are author tubers, or people that I know from YouTube, and some of them are like people that I actually, have some sort of a relationship with, and I'm really, I mean, beyond wanting to support them, I'm also curious to see like how they're writing it. Like, it's just so cool to like know another writer and then like to see their work. I am just excited. And so even though, a lot of these books aren't really things that I would normally go for, I don't mind spending my money on it because these authors have put in so much work. It's hard even to write a bad book. I know that for a fact. The amount of work that went into these books is insane. I just have a lot of love for fellow writers, and I feel like I'm right there with you, I get it, and I'm so proud of you for writing a book and publishing it and just being awesome, okay? Doing the thing, putting yourself out there, doing all the things. Okay, I'm talking way too much. I need to start opening some of these packages. I don't know where to start. Also, please be sure to check the description because I will have all of their links. So any authors on here who have, websites, Instagram accounts, YouTube channels, I will have all of their stuff linked. So be sure to check it out. I am so excited. I could cry. Whoa, I just love books so much. Okay. Which one is this? Oh, yay! So the first one is In a Mirror by Emily Bourne. And Emily is another YouTuber on here. This is how I know about this book, is because I watch her YouTube channel. I think she's great. So this is the first book in what I believe is a trilogy, and I'm pretty sure she just published like the third book in this trilogy. So definitely check it out. And I know that when she first published it, it had a different cover. That I definitely remember. And I like the new cover. I really do want to read the synopsis of all of these books, but I'm a little bit worried it's going to make the video too long. So no, I should just do it. Okay, In a Mirror. The twins live in a broken home. Cheerleader Brittany and skater girl Charlie avoid each other like the plague. Fights at home bleed into their social lives when they collide at an out-of-control party. The scandals of the party turn school into a living hell as the queen bees feed the rumor mill. Whispers circulate about Charlie, her boyfriend, and her virginity. Oh dang. Brittany's crush spent time with another girl. Who? And she's told a trip to the lingerie store will get his attention. Since when is sex part of the conversation? Battling inner demons, the only way for the twins to survive high school is by working together. Can they uncover their similarities other than their reflections and become the sisters they need to be? So yeah, these are the other two, and I'm pretty sure In It Together just released. Okay, so this is The Stolen Kingdom by Bethany Atazadeh. I am so sorry if I'm saying her last name wrong. I feel like she also did like a cover redesign. I could be wrong, do not quote me. So it says, Aerie eagerly anticipates becoming queen of her humble kingdom. Even when a Jennie's gift manifests before her 18th birthday, she fights to hide the forbidden ability. But when a neighboring king attempts to manipulate her into marriage and steal her kingdom, discovery feels imminent. Just one slip could cost her throne and her life. A Jennie hunter and his crew of thieves are her only hope for removing this gift, and she must remove it before it's exposed, or die trying. So it says The Stolen Kingdom is a loose Aladdin retelling. I love Aladdin. Aladdin is one of my favorite Disney movies. Oh my god, is it Ginny or Genie?
Ginny. Ginny.
It's Ginny, we're fine. This one feels like it has 2. So I'm gonna open this one. It's got 3! Okay. I'm so excited. So this is Obscure Origin by Zara Hoffman. Her little dedication is so cute. It says, to my writer friends, you inspire me to reach for the stars. P.S. Mom, family, and family friends, you should skip this one. A lot of these books, I haven't even read the synopsis. Like, I'm just blindly supporting at this point. Why not? Okay, so it says, they came in the dead of night. Verity knew something was wrong the moment she heard them land. It got worse when they took her hostage. Knox is on a mission to colonize Earth. What he doesn't expect to find is one human girl willing to fight him to save her planet. Discover a new universe of problems when the aliens land in Zara Hoffman's debut sci-fi novel, Obscure Origin, book 1 of the Stellar Book Trilogy. I'm into it! Okay, next. So this is Beautiful Demons by Sarah Cannon. So it says, Harper Madison isn't like other girls. She has extraordinary powers, but her inability to control them has gotten her kicked from so many foster homes she's lost count. Shadowford Home for Girls is her last chance, and she hopes Peachville High will be the fresh start she needs. Peachville High? That is such a great name. That's so cute. Peachville? That just sounds so juicy. At first, life appears to be looking up for Harper. She's making new friends and is strangely drawn to the guy next door, I bet. But when evidence ties her to the gruesome murder of a demon's cheerleader, Harper discovers the small town has a big secret. The last one in this package. Twisted Fate by Jessi Elliott. It's paranormal romance as far as I know, and I don't really go for romance all that much, but it's not because I don't love it. Believe me, I'm into romance. Give me all of that for sure. I'm pretty sure Jessi also did a redesign of her cover. I don't know if this is the original cover or if this is a new cover. Capturing the attention of a dangerously... Stop. I can't say these words. Capturing the attention of a dangerously sexy fae leader was never part of my plan. I wanted to finish college, get a job, and maybe find a nice guy to date. Instead, I end up forced to work alongside the very fae who gets under my skin like no man ever has. I can't stand him, but I also can't deny the tension that ignites whenever he's close. After surviving my run-in with the fae, I plan to go back to my perfectly mapped future and forget they existed. Silly me, I should have known that silver-tongued Tristan wouldn't leave me alone. And maybe I don't want him to. No, you don't, girl. But when my brother falls ill to a sickness not even fae magic can cure, none of my plans matter anymore. And before I have a moment to catch my breath, both my life and my heart are put in danger when Tristan's fae nemesis emerges and forces me to make a terrible choice. One I don't know I'll survive. Okay, Jessi, I'm picking up what you're putting down. We are 3 packages and 5 books in. This is gonna be a long video. I need to speed this up. Jeraline's Alley by Becca C. Smith. It's all well and good that Jeraline's favorite storybook characters come to life to give her great advice, although it isn't so helpful when she's trying to compose herself around her workplace crush. But then her grandma gives her a gun for protection, and Jeraline accidentally shoots an attacker in the one place that embodies every one of her nightmares, the alley. Trying to figure out what's real and what isn't, Jeraline embarks on a journey that changes her life forever. Will her hopeless infatuation ever be anything more than a fantasy? Did she kill someone? Will she ever live a life without fear? All because of an alley, all because of a gun. But through it all, Jeraline realizes her life is in fact full of whimsy, self-discovery, and love, and even through the darkness, she finds the light she's been looking for, herself. I like that. Next. So this is Keeper by Kim Chance. She's also on YouTube. I don't know if she's super active now, but that's where I know her from. When a 200-year-old witch attacks her, 16-year-old bookworm Lainey Styles is determined to find a logical explanation. Even with the impossible staring her in the face, Lainey refuses to believe it until she finds a photograph linking the witch to her dead mother. After consulting a psychic, Lainey discovers that she, like her mother, is a keeper, a witch with the exclusive ability to unlock and wield the grimoire, a dangerous but powerful spellbook. But there's a problem. The grimoire has been stolen by a malevolent warlock who is desperate for a spell locked inside it, a spell that would allow him to siphon away the world's magic. With the help of her comic book loving best friend and an enigmatic but admittedly handsome street fighter, Lainey must leave her life of college prep and studying behind to prepare for the biggest test of all, stealing back the book. This one, I'm gonna guess 3 books in here. 1, 2, 3. Okay, there's 4 in this one. I'm gonna start with the smallest one. Oh, it's so cute! Okay, this is Paper Daisies by Camille Myrick. Myrick, I'm so sorry if I'm pronouncing your last name wrong. I'm pretty sure this is poetry. I'm here for it. Next. Okay, so this one is All the Woods She Watches Over by Emily McCosh. This is stories and poetry. I like it. Oh, this one's thick. Okay. The Pecan Trees by Kristina Moore. Moore. Kristina Moore? I'm so sorry. Jane Weber hasn't been back to Texas for 10 years, but her father's sudden passing catapults her back into small town life. She has to wrap up his estate and century-old family furniture business, all while trying to come to terms with guilt over her father's death. Upon her arrival, she's met by many, including Luke, a man she knew as a boy before her family split up. Luke was mentored by her father and much more helpful than her fiancé, showing her the ins and outs of the small town along with who she can trust. Since Luke spent more time with her father than she did, he has all the stories a daughter would want to hear, and she's happy to soak it all in. Everything seems the same as when she left, the locals, the town, and the friends she had, including Billy, a friend from her childhood who's always around and knows everything about her family's history. The thing is, Billy has been dead for 45 years. At first, she thinks he is cast by her imagination from the grief of her father's death, but when other people admit to having seen him before too, she's convinced he's really there. Imagination or not, Billy is a world of help to understanding her father and family she didn't know. A big-time charismatic land developer starts pushing Jane to sell the land and family business, and she's forced to make a difficult decision. He has a compelling offer, but his patience is thin and his tactics are unconventional. He says he has good intentions, but she can't be certain, and the wrong decision could jeopardize more than just her family. She has two options: forget everything about the lovely little town and beautiful family land and go back to her tidy life in North Carolina, or stay and dive into a completely new life in Texas, leaving her fiancé behind. Oh dang. She needs to decide fast because the developer is getting more aggressive and her fiancé won't wait around for much longer. Jane, you got decisions to make. So this is One Final Vinyl by SAVY. It says, at 18 years old, Emma Pelican is pretty sure she's already experiencing a midlife crisis. She spent the summer after her senior year listening to her depressing vinyl record collection and isolating herself from friends, so it's not much of a surprise when no one shows up to the graduation party Emma throws the night before leaving for college. No one but Daisy Lycroft, a 90-year-old stranger with mild Alzheimer's who escaped from her retirement home in the middle of the night. When Emma leaves to drive Daisy home, the two end up on an unexpected all-night road trip, complete with Canadian whiskey, Billy Joel mixtapes, romantic interludes, near-death experiences, and lots of impromptu dancing, causing them to find some much-needed companionship in each other and revealing that they have a closer connection than they ever could have expected. That sounds cute. Okay, I'm into it. This is I Am Mercy by Mandi, Lynn. Okay, so it says, imagine living in a world that looks at you as a curse. In 14th century France, Ada is accused of being a witch when the Black Death wipes through her village. Abandoned by her family, she is surrounded by death and disease, but when a woman who may actually be a witch tells her how to cure the plague, it may mean uncovering a dark magic. But if that means being able to save those you love, wouldn't you do it, even if they didn't love you back? Would I? I probably would. I'm excited for this one. Okay, so this is What Are Friends For by Sarra Sutton. I think she has a new book coming out. I think it's sometime in the first or second week of June. I could be wrong. Okay, so this says, falling in love isn't complicated unless it's with your best friend. I've got a problem, a big one. It involves a blindfolded kissing game at a party. I was supposed to be kissing my crush, Jeremy, the totally hot baseball player I've been crushing on. And the kiss, it's amazing. It makes me forget all about my overbearing mother, my next door neighbor's drama, and the probability of failing my senior year. But that's not the big problem. The big problem is that once my blindfold falls off, I realize that heart-stopping, toe-curling, world-changing kiss wasn't with my crush. It was with Elijah Graybeck, my best friend since the 3rd grade. And even once I realize it's him, why? Why do I want to keep kissing him? Cute! Cute. Okay, so this one is Highborn by Natalia, Leigh. There's a very upset child in the hallway. Okay, so Highborn. Dangerous things lurked within, or so everyone said. Born and raised in the small kingdom of Rivermore, Blair Woods has never known life outside the wall. She grew up hearing stories of the beasts that lurked in the trees and has vowed never to wander too far. But when an arranged marriage forces Blair out of the kingdom and into the forest, she uncovers a world she never knew existed. Blair doesn't expect to get captured by a strange clan of forest dwellers, nor does she mean to discover their dark secret. Lost and helpless in a world she doesn't understand, Blair begins to discover that these strangers may not be strangers at all. Had her mother once lived with this clan, and if so, why had she kept it a secret for so many years? Nothing is as it seems, and Blair soon finds out that even she may not be the person she thought she was. Dang. We'll see. Yeah. This is The Cyborg Tinkerer, The Curious Case of the Cyborg Circus, Book 1. by Meg Latour. So it says, in a deadly circus competition, even hearts are on the line. Gwendolyn Grimm intended to seduce men and women across the galaxy while working as a ship tinkerer on the finest vessels in the Crescent Star system. Alas, terminal illness is a buzzkill. When a life-saving opportunity struts into her life dressed in a pinstripe suit, she is made an offer she can't refuse. Become a cyborg and work as a tinkerer for Cirque du Bourg, the once renowned cyborg circus. The problem is, a new law has banned the creation of new cyborgs, and becoming one means execution if caught. Thus, no one cares to see the wonders of man and machine anymore. Ticket sales continue to fall as the circus announces a competition to determine which acts will perform for the Emperor on his home planet, an opportunity with the potential to save the circus from bankruptcy. But the competition has deadly consequences. Losing acts have their cyborg implants forcibly removed, and those who survive the extraction are banished from the circus. As the Tinkerer, Gwendolyn is forced to perform the revolting task of removing the cyborg implants from the losing performers. When she falls for both the man running the competition and a woman competing in it, she must decide who to protect. But can she risk having to harvest the people she loves the most? What? Okay. Interesting. I'm intrigued. I feel like is going to be an interesting read. My last order of books. I feel like there's at least 5 books in here. Okay, so this first book is The AntiRelationship Year. The Anti-Relationship Year? The Anti-Relationship Year. So I've actually already read this book. I bought the ebook first. That's actually what started this whole thing. I was like, you know what, I'm gonna read Katie's book because I've been watching her on YouTube. She's the one YouTuber author-tuber who I've kind of consistently stayed watching. I really like her vibe. I'm gonna buy her book and I'm gonna read it. And then I was like, okay, I want all the books now, and I just want all the books. So that's kind of what prompted this whole thing, really. So we have Katie to thank. But yeah, so I read this book. It's a standalone. But this is her second book that she's published, her second novel. She has poetry books as well. And she's actually, when is that one coming out? I think she just recently revealed the blurb for her new series. I want to say it's paranormal. But anyway, it's called The Marionettes. Check her out. She's on YouTube and she's got her Instagram. But she just recently released the blurb for her new series. And it was actually... I'm excited for it. So it says here, Joanna Palmer is very much over relationships. After a scarring experience her freshman year of college, she's decided she would much rather have something fun than something serious. Her best friend Miller has seen it all, the tears, the parties, the drunken phone calls at 4 a.m. when she needed a ride. In fact, there might be several things Miller saw that Jo herself can't remember. Things Miller can't forget. With the whirlwind of senior year underway, Jo just wants to move on, get her degree, and land her dream job. But her past might not be as easy to outrun as she'd hoped. It was definitely cute. It's not really my thing, but people who read this genre and who like this type of story, I think it hit all of the things that they want and need, in a story like this. So Miller's a cutie for sure. This next book is also by Katie Wismer. It is Poems for the End of the World. This is her second poetry book. I love it. I'm really excited. I feel like reading, a novel, some prose that someone has written is really vulnerable, but to read someone's poetry is you're getting in deep, my friend. You're right inside their soul. Okay, just 3 more books to go. This is chunky and heavy. Oh wow, this is huge. I did not expect this one to be so big. This is Dancing with Elephants by Kaylin Nicholson. Kaylin she's not an author-tuber, but she is a YouTuber that I have been following for many, many years. She's also Canadian. The one book that I have that is by a self-published author, it's her first novel. I think it's called Catcher. I love this. Looks so good. I like it. It just got so hot in here. Okay, this one. Oh, nice! So this is All the King's Traitors by Keelan Rivers. Okay, so it says, over 1,000 years have passed since the first godstones ripped through the skies and mangled the earth. With their fall came centuries of chaos and destruction, but also immense power. Power that separates humans from gods. Now, in the kingdom of Azanthia, 2 adoptive brothers flee from unjust conscription. A fugitive struggles to truly be free. A double-crossing warrior must choose where his allegiances lie, with his wife or with his daughter. A traitorous heir to the kingdom's throne roams the land in search of an army to call his own. A prodigy in the house of historian competes in a grueling trial to prove her loyalty. And one god king rules over them all. Okay, so we have finally reached the last book in this haul, and that is 100 Days of Sunlight by Abby Emmons. She designed this herself, and she did everything herself. All of these authors, the fact that they have self-published is just so amazing to me. And I have so much respect and admiration for that. Like, it's just like automatically, like whether I hate your book or I love it, I respect it. You know what I mean? Like, whether it's for me or not, I just have so much respect for it. And that's what I want to support, you know, is just the amount of work and just like the amount of everything that goes into, you know, creating something is just, maybe it's because I'm a writer myself. So like, I feel it, like I get it. And I'm like, and I can see it and like appreciate it for what it is. So this one says, when 16-year-old poetry blogger Tessa Dickinson is involved in a car accident and loses her eyesight for 100 days, she feels like her whole world has been turned upside down. Terrified that her vision might never return, Tessa feels like she has nothing left to be happy about. But when her grandparents place an ad in the local newspaper looking for a typist to help Tessa continue writing and blogging, an unlikely answer knocks at their door. Weston Lodovico, I'm so sorry, a boy her age with bright eyes, an optimistic smile, and no legs. Knowing how angry and afraid Tessa is feeling, Weston thinks he can help her. But he has one condition: no one can tell Tessa about his disability. And because she can't see him, she treats him without contempt, screaming at him to get out of her house and never come back. But for Weston, it's the most amazing feeling, to be treated like a normal person, not just a sob story. So he comes back, again and again and again. Tessa spurns Weston's obnoxious optimism, convinced that he has no idea what she's going through. But Weston knows exactly how she feels and reaches into her darkness to show her that there is more than one way to experience the world. As Tessa grows closer to Weston, she finds it harder and harder to imagine life without him, and Weston can't imagine life without her. But he still hasn't told her the truth, and when Tessa's sight returns, he'll have to make the hardest decision of his life: vanish from Tessa's world or overcome his fear of being seen. Okay, so I've definitely got quite a few books here. I'm super excited to read all these. Let me know if you want to see any reading vlogs of these books, and I will do them, you know? I aim to please. So yeah, let me know if there's any, like, especially if there's like a particular book that you want me to read from this giant pile of books. Let me know and I will, you know, get on that as quickly as I can. I'm sweating. Like, that actually made me sweaty. This is my first actual like book haul, and I'm glad that it was an indie published book haul. So yeah, let me know what you thought. Let me know if you have read any of these books, if you're planning on reading any of these books, if you have not heard of any of these books, if you have heard of these books. Let me know all the things. Just, you know, come yell at me about books, okay? Again, I'm gonna have links to everything down below, so if you know, if any of these sounded interesting to you, or if you want to check out, you know, any of these authors' YouTube channels, everything will be linked down below, so go check it out. And yeah, so all of that being said, if you have any indie published book recommendations, or if you have written books, please do not hesitate to let me know down below. I already have a list going of my next order of books for my next haul, so give me all the books. I want them all. Okay, so thank you so much for watching, and if you got to the end of this video, comment down below, stay gold, because you are golden. And yeah, I'll see you in the next one.